This is the beginning recording for my speech, and I have my 5 people: Miss Felicia, Miss Lucretia, her son, and of course my husband and my daughter. I'll be doing my belief speech and also my action. Thank you. Hello, and I want to thank you all for coming to my speech where I want to let you all know the importance of contributing to a 401k plan provided by your employer. Enrolling in a 401k plan is a very easy way to save for retirement. When it comes to saving for your future, enrolling in your employer's 401k is still the easiest way to save for retirement. Enrolling through your employer is ideal because over 70% of plans available are currently offering an employee match contribution option. This incentive will match your contribution dollar for dollar up to a certain percentage or a dollar amount. Just to let you all know, if you have not enrolled in a 401k plan with your employer, you would need to just contact your local human resource officer, ask them about their program, and what you would need to do to set that up. So first thing I want to do is compare an IRA account to a 401k. And what I want you to first understand is that a 401k plan is a company-offered retirement plan where, like I said before, your employer would match that up to a certain percentage, dollar for dollar. With an IRA, there's not an employee offer match program because this retirement plan is set up yourself by your financial bank. You wouldn't be able to set this up through your employer, so you wouldn't be able to have that option of your employer putting in a contribution amount based on what you put in. A 401k plan allows you to defer the taxes on your 401k plan until you start withdrawing from that account. This is why you don't want to withdraw until you are ready to retire. When you think about it and you think, okay, well, sometimes hardships come up, emergencies come up, and you may have not been prepared with the separate emergency account. So you may have to pull from that. An IRA, you cannot. You cannot pull your funds from an IRA at any time until you retire, basically. But with the 401k, you're able to take a loan out from your 401 and pay back over certain pay periods, or you can qualify for a hardship loan where you may not be required to pay that money back at all. With the 401k plan, there are limits as well with an IRA. But the difference is with a 401k plan, the limits when you're 49 or younger are $17,500. If you're 65 or old, if you're 50 or older, those amounts are $23,000 a year. And that's, I think, a very good amount yearly. But when you look at it compared to an IRA, it's enormous. An IRA will only let you put in, if you're 49 or younger, $5,500 a year. If you're over 50, only $6,500 a year. A big difference in what you can contribute. And this can mean the difference of you saving $1 million versus $2 million by the time you retire. So I want you to also understand that a 401k plan are tax deductible, meaning you reduce your tax liability at the end of the fiscal year. With an IRA, you pay taxes on that money up front, which means you're paying for the tax on that money that you are trying to save. You're paying on the money that you're trying to save, which means you've already paid taxes on something you're trying to set aside for your retirement. You're already paying taxes on it when you're necessarily just sitting it, banking it away for the day that you will be able to pull from it. So I also want you to understand when you think about a 401k plan, now that we've compared some of the qualities that a 401k has is higher than an IRA, I want you to understand that a 401k plan is an added benefit to you, especially because your employer provides it for you. First thing is, you don't have to constantly pay this money physically yourself. And what I mean by that is, once you set up this with your employer, you do not have to constantly go in and put that amount in your 401. Every time you get paid, your employer will put that money in there for you. To me, it's the best thing because I don't have to think about, did I put $50 in my 401k plan? Did I transfer that money? Or have I already spent it? It's money that, because it comes out that way, most individuals realize they don't even miss that amount of money because it comes out before they even see it in their paychecks. I also want you to understand that because a 401k does offer you the added security that you know if you need to borrow from it, you can. Perfect example, I had a client who came down with the illness and was given a 6-month lifespan based on the diagnosis. Well, he had been putting into his 401k for years. He had been in his employer for almost 15, 16 years, and he had been aggressively putting money in there. Well, even though they had some money saved, he needed to purchase and take care of some things to get it in line. And because you can pull from your 401k, he was able to take out a hardship loan that he did not have to repay back, so that his spouse and his children could take care of that task they needed to without incurring any financial, liabilities. It was something that because he needed it and it benefited something, he could on an IRA where you can't. So I also want you to understand that making a priority of your 401k is ideal. You don't want to say, I'll do it next year, or I'm only 20, or I'm only 30. I'll do it when I'm 40. Starting now is what will give you that added interest and that investment that you'll need when you retire. Starting when you're 40 or 50 is too late. I mean, it's ideal for a person to start in their teens if they can, but it's really something that you can't put off. And by having an employer, which like I said, most companies, when you're full-time, offer a 401k plan. Even if your employer does not offer you a contribution where they match it, it's still something you need to invest in to prepare for your retirement. I also want you to think about this. It's not going to take too much time for you to sit down, plan for your retirement, know what you want to have when you retire, and put down, divided over the amount of months you still have left from the age you are now up until the retirement age, to know that I need to be putting away at least X amount. That means if you're 20 years old and you want to retire when you're 60 or 50, and you know, okay, the amount of months in between me being 20 and me being 60 is this amount, so if I want to put this in there, it's going to get me this, and that's what I need. So now you can go into your employer, tell them this is what you want coming out of your check each pay period, to prepare yourself for your future. Don't pass up money that someone is giving to you at basically no risk to you. You getting this money is only an added benefit to you overall. You're putting in 100 yourself, but you're really putting in 200 if your employer is matching your contributions. So I want you to know that even with the 401k plan in place, I still encourage my customers, anybody I meet, my family, to still have a savings account that you can pull from for emergencies, so that you don't have to touch your 401k. And I also do, even though I had a comparison on 401ks to IRAs, I even encourage people, once you've established your 401k and once you've started putting money away for emergencies, that you then try to put something in an IRA, even if it's just $12,000 a year. Try to start putting something in there, because every dime, every penny will count when it comes time for you to retire. So make sure that you're preparing for your retirement now, and do the research needed to determine what ideal mix of investments is right for you. Thank you for listening to my speech on why you should contribute to a 401k plan. Thank you.